Bakit kay Sharky hindi umahaba?
Hindi ka narinig, boss.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the additional reference of business and request the Secretary General to be directed to read the title of the bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is hereby directed to read the additional reference of business.
Additional reference of business, bills on first reading, House Bill 8378, converting a provincial road from the National Highway, Representative De Venecia.
To the Committee on Public Works and Highways.
House Bill 8379, mandating the DOH to prioritize the allocation of COVID-19 vaccines, Representative Subiri.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 8381, granting discount privileges to medical frontliners, Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 8382, mandating law enforcement personnel to wear a body camera, Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Public Order and Safety.
House Bill 8383, promoting open access and data transmission, Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Information and Communication Technology.
House Bill 8386, mandating the suspension of the scheduled increase in Social Security contribution rate, Representative Mendoza.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization.
House Bill 8387, providing for the Magna Carta of out-of-school youth, Representative Tutor.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill 8388, further expanding the coverage of incentives granted to national athletes and coaches, Representative Tutor.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Bill 8389, renewing the franchise granted to the South Cotabato Communications Corporation, Representative Hernandez.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchises.
House Bill 8390, apportioning the Sangguniang Panlusod of Iloilo City, Representative Baronda.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 8391, amending the Mandatory Infants and Children Health Immunization Act of 2011, Representative Villaperte.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 8392, granting additional privileges to PWDs, Representative Villaperte.
To the Special Committee on Persons with Disabilities.
House Bill 8393, right-sizing the national government to improve public service delivery, Representative Villaperte.
To the Committee on Government Reorganization and the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 8394, promoting integrated urban farming, Representative Villaperte.
To the Committee on Agriculture and Food and the Special Committee on Food Security.
House Bill 8395, prohibiting discrimination and preferential treatment on the basis of ethnicity, physical condition, religious belief, or political affiliation, Representative Villaperte.
To the Committee on Human Rights.
House Bill 8396, establishing advertising requirements for alcoholic beverages, Representative Villaperte.
To the Committee on Trade and Industry.
House Bill 8397, mandating the establishment of a program of education designed to help all members of the community, Representative Villaperte.
To the Committee on Dangerous Drugs.
House Bill 8398, providing for the civil liability of drug dealers, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Dangerous Drugs,
House Bill 8399, providing for fair debt collection practices, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries,
House Bill 8400, providing the rights to be accorded victims of crimes, defining the duties of responsible officers, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 8401, supporting effective programs that provide assistance to parents, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Welfare of Children,
House Bill 8402, providing for health and work safety standards, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Games and Amusements,
House Bill 8403, providing for protection from reprisals to employees of contractors, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 8404, allowing employees to take school involvement leave, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Labor and Employment,
House Bill 8405, amending the Family Code, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Revision of Laws,
House Bill 8406, penalizing any person who induces or causes another to use a fictitious name, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Revision of Laws,
House Bill 8407, amending the Civil Code, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 8402, 8408, defining the crime of stalking, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 8409, defining who are institutionalized persons and penalizing their maltreatment, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Human Rights,
House Bill 8410, establishing educational technology clearinghouses, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 8411, providing children protection against environmental pollutants, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Welfare of Children,
House Bill 8412, requiring the immediate returns of carnap vehicles, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Revision of Laws,
House Bill 8413, mandating concurrence to international agreements and executive agreements, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Foreign Affairs,
House Bill 8414, providing swift and certain punishment for criminals, Representative Villaperte.
to the Committee on Justice,
House Bill 8415, establishing a national high school in Turragues, Sangay, Camarines Sur, Representative Bintebella.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 8416, strengthening animal health and veterinary services, Representative Estrella.
to the Committee on Agriculture and Food,
House Bill 8417, converting the Centro Lasam Santo Niño Piet Road, Representative Vargas Alfonso.
to the Committee on Public Works and Highways,
House Bill 8418, converting the Cagayan de Oro School of Arts and Trades, Representative Rodriguez.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Bill 8419, integrating into the curriculum of the senior high school of the Philippine educational system, both private and public, a mandatory subject on constitutional law, Representative Castelo.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
House Bill 8420, strengthening the digital transformation capacity of all LGUs, Representative Abellanosa.
to the Committee on Local Government and the Committee on Information and Communications Technology,
House Bill 8421, suspending the increase in PhilHealth contribution, Representative Olivares.
to the Committee on Health,
House Bill 8422, suspending the increase in the SSS contribution rates, Representative Olivares.
to the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization,
Resolutions. Resolution 1485, congratulating, commending the 14 Philippine universities which brought pride and honor to the country, Representative Rodriguez.
to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education,
House Resolution 1486, urging the DBM to grant to 3rd to 6th class municipalities financial assistance, Representative Tebes Jose.
to the Committee on Appropriations,
Messages from the Senate. Message dated January 18, informing the House that on December 16, the Senate designated Senators Villar, Marcos, Subiri, Pangilinan, and Go as conferees of the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill 1396 and House Bill 8136.
to the Committee on Rules,
Message dated January 18, 2021, informing the House that on December 16, the Senate designated Senators Gordon, Pacquiao, Pimentel, and Pangilinan as conferees of the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill 1931 and House Bill 7440.
to the Committee on Rules,
Message dated January 18, informing the House that the Senate on even date passed House Bill numbers 1531, 1533, 5741, 5742, 5743, 5872, 5740 without amendments.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
Message dated January 18, informing the House that the Senate on even date passed House Bill 5744 with amendments.
to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture,
Message dated January 18, informing the House that the Senate on even date passed Senate Bill 1877.
to the Committee on Energy,
Message dated January 18 informing the House that the Senate even date passed Senate Bill 1945.
to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries,
Message dated January 19 informing the House that on January 18 the Senate designated Senators Poe, Recto, and Diron as conferees of the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill 1945 and House Bill 7904.
to the Committee on Rules,
Communications, letters, and email from several municipal mayors.
to the Committee on Appropriations,
Letter dated 21 December of Eduardo D. Del Rosario. Letter dated January 8 and 12 of Janice G. Aison Sales.
to the Committee on Bank and Financial Intermediaries,
Additional reference of business bills on first reading House Bill 8423, mandating banking institutions to strengthen the financing system, Representative Olivares.
to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries,
House Bill 8424, mandating all national government agencies to set aside at least 1% of their total budget, Representative Ordanes.
to the Special Committee on Senior Citizens,
House Bill 8425, providing for the Core Shelter Assistance Program, Representatives Co. Elizalde and Garbin.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience,
House Bill 8426, institutionalizing the whole-of-nation approach, Representative Mercado.
to the Special Committee on Food Security,
House Bill 8427, providing tax and customs duty exemptions to the revenues of and sponsorships, gifts, and donations to the Palarong Pambansa, Representative Salo.
to the Committee on Ways and Means,
House Bill 8428, amending the Local Government Code.
to the Special Committee on Creative Industry and Performing Arts. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move.
Speaker, with leave of the House, I move that we open the privilege hour. So move, Mr. Speaker.
any objection? Hearing none, motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Alfred Vargas of the Quezon City to avail of the privilege hour. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Congressman Vargas, you may have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I speak today on a matter of personal and collective privilege. In March last year, the government placed Metro Manila and several other cities and provinces under quarantine. The imposition of such a severe and unprecedented measure was difficult, but it was necessary. The imperative at that time was to slow down the spread of the COVID-19 virus and to protect the vulnerable sectors of our society, namely young children, the sick, and the elderly. Admittedly, the decision carried economic and social costs. To mitigate its impact, especially on the poorest of the poor, the Executive and Congress working as one and with deliberate urgency crafted several emergency measures in order to extend much-needed financial and other forms of assistance to millions of Filipinos. These were intended as stopgap measures to help them survive the first few months of quarantine when the situation was at its most crucial and its most difficult. Mr. Speaker, it has been more than 10 months since the quarantines were imposed. The economy is starting to open slowly but surely. More and more businesses are resuming operations and people are starting to travel. But while we begin the slow march to a new normal, the painful reality is that millions of Filipinos continue to struggle daily. The pandemic has made life much more difficult for them. The consensus is that the economy will remain stagnant until the middle of next year, but equally concerning is the prognosis from economic planners and international agencies on the state of poverty in our country. According to World Bank, an estimated 2.7 million Filipinos will slide into poverty as a result of the contraction in our GDP, the loss of employment, and the slowing of remittances from OFWs because of the pandemic. The rise in poverty is seen as only temporary, The incidence of poverty is projected to improve as the economy recovers this year and COVID-19 vaccines become more available. The challenge before us, the Committee on Social Services in particular, and Congress in general, is how to help millions of Filipinos driven into poverty by the pandemic survive this year. Congress has shown that it is willing to take on this challenge. I am grateful that the Bicameral Conference Committee has increased the budget of the SWD by 3.6 billion in the 2021 budget, bringing its total allocation to 176 billion. This speaks eloquently of our determination to transform into reality President Duterte's commitment to help the poor. Mr. Speaker, it is my humble view that we need to continue marshaling our collective resolve to protect the poor and the vulnerable. We need to pursue with equal vigor and determination our shared commitment to help the poor weather the storm. For us in Congress, we can provide the needed legislation, allocate the needed resources, and exercise oversight over the concerned agencies of government. The Committee on Social Services intends to exercise these legislative interventions in this most challenging of times. Needless to state, we must be proactive and anticipatory, and I speak not only of and for the committee, but extend this call to the concerned government agencies mandated to help the poor and the vulnerable. It is for this reason that I extend the full support of my committee to the government's preparations for the mass vaccination in front of frontliners, senior citizens, and indigent Filipinos. It is important that we work as one to assure our people that government as a whole, from the major departments and agencies of government down to the local government units, are ready and able to implement this important task. Dapat maging maagap at masinop ang ating mga ahensya ng gobyerno dahil ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay buhay ng tao at buhay ng ating ekonomiya. Ang nakasalalay dito ay ang kaligtasan ng ating mga mamamayan at kinabukasan ng ating bansa. The mass vaccination for COVID-19 is a crucial undertaking that should leave no room for indecision and inefficiency. It should be guided by urgency, focus, and a sense of mission, a realization that the first jab administered to the first frontliner signals our tentative yet hopeful first step towards economic recovery. It is also for this reason, Mr. Speaker, that I have asked the concerned government agencies to submit to this representation other programs and interventions designed to address the problem of poverty after the pandemic. The problem of poverty and the objective of reducing poverty will remain a challenge to be met well after this pandemic has ended. We, therefore, need a sustained, coordinated, and long-term plan that would extend social programs, improve living conditions, and provide employment to the poor with the objective of moving forward the President's noble objective of substantially reducing poverty by 2022. We must work to give the poor their dignity. Likewise, we must work to ensure that the assistance programs we conceive and approve are responsive to the needs of the poor. We must ensure that the funds allocated by Congress are adequate, and equally important, we must all work together to guarantee that the assistance we are extending are disbursed to and received by the intended beneficiaries on time. Mr. Speaker, I do not presume to know everything, and it would be best to approach our work at the committee with humility and the willingness to listen to other voices and opinions. We cannot make correct assessments and come up with relevant legislative measures unless we open ourselves to divergent opinions, no matter how uncomfortable they may be. We will therefore work to be inclusive and consultative. We will consult all sectors with a stake in social development in caring for the people's welfare, and in alleviating the conditions of the poor and underprivileged. More importantly, we will listen to the poor. Their voice is as important, if not preeminent, in the work of this committee. This committee will be a committee that will listen to and work for the best interest of the poor Filipinos. It is only proper that we look after their interests, especially in this dark and uncertain period. And by doing so, we extend to our fellow Filipinos the respect and compassion they deserve. Mr. Speaker, nandito po ang Committee on Social Services para tumulong po para lalong mapaganda ang buhay ng mamamayang Pilipino. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Congressman Vargas, representing Quezon City, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the speech to the Committee on Rules.
Any
So moved.
objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Majority
Mr.
Leader.
Speaker, the next to avail her privileged hour would like to recognize Honorable Euphemia Kuyamat for her privileged speech. So move, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Kolyamat is recognized. Ma'am. Ma'am, kayo na po. Ma'am, go ahead po. Honorable Kolyamat, please proceed.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker. Magandang hapon, Ginoong Speaker, at sa lahat ng mambabatas na narito sa plenaryo at nasa Zoom. Nagdaang mga buwan ng 2020 at maging sa pagbungad ng unang buwan ng 2021, lubhang sunod-sunod ang paglabag sa karapatan ng mga magsasaka at mga katutubo. Higit sa kriminal na kapabayaan, pagharap sa krisis, aktibo pang pinalala ang kalagayan ng mga katutubo at magsasaka dahil sa walang patid na patakaran ng pamamaslang, militarisasyon, piki at puwersahang pagpapasuko, arbitraryong pag-aresto, illegal na pagkulong at mga gawa-gawang kaso at trade tagging. Ginoong Speaker, ayon sa kilusang magbubukid ng Pilipinas, ay mayroong 59 na dokumentadong pagpatay sa mga magsasakang nagsusulong ng karapatan sa lupa. Kukunin ang average, isang magsasaka kada linggo ang pinaslang noong 2020. Halos lahat o 54 dito ay naganap mula nang magpatupad ng lockdown kaugnay ng COVID-19 noong Marso 2020. Sa kabuuan, Mr. Speaker, mula 2016, umabot sa 311 ang bilang ng mga magsasakang biktima ng politikal na pamamaslang sa ilalim ng rehimeng Duterte. Noong Speaker, nitong Enero 14 lamang, 14 na magsasakang nag-ani ng sariling pananim ng niyog at saging, inakasuhan ng theft o pangnanakaw sa Norsagaray, Bulacan. Ayon sa kasong isinampa, naabutan daw ng mga gwardya ng Royal Mulukan ang magsasaka na kumukuha ng mga bunga ng niyog at saging. Ang 14 na magsasakang ito, 6 ang inaristo noong Enero 18 ng gabi ng PNP Norsagaray. Dinala sila sa presinto at napilitan silang iwanan ang kanilang anak na walang kasama sa kanilang bahay. Noong Speaker, sa kasulukuyan, patuloy ang harassment sa mga magsasaka. Ang kasong theft na kinakaharap nila ay umabot sa 6,000 ang piyansa sa bawat isa. Pinaalis na nga sila sa kanilang sariling lupa. Hirap at wala silang kakayahan na maglabas ng ganitong malaking halaga. Noong Enero 17, ang mga pananim na gulay ng mga magsasaka sinira ng mga tauhan ng San Jose del Monte. 2 ektaryang lupang may mga pananim na mga talong, rambutan, pinya, sabat, kamuting kahoy sa Sitio Dalandan, Barangay Tungkong, Mangga ang sinira gamit ang backhoe. Hanay naman ng mga IP, Ginoong Speaker, noong ika-30 ng Disyembre ng umaga, isang araw bago magbagong taon, isang karumaldumal na pangyayari ang sinapit ng mga katutubong tumandok sa hanay ng mga pulisya at militar. Sa magkakasunod na operasyon ng pulis at militar, 9 na mga katutubong tumandok sa Tapas Capiz ang nirigaluhan nila ng malagim na kamatayan. Kabilang dito ang 2 barangay councilor galing sa Barangay Lahog at isang pinuno ng Barangay Niyawan. Bukod pa dito, inaristo ang 16 sa kanila. Sila ay lumalaban sa sapilitang pagpapaalis sa kanila mula sa kanilang lupang ninuno upang bigyan ng daan ang pagtatayo ng mga mapinsalang infrastruktura tulad ng Halaor Dam at Panay River Basin Integrated Development. Taas kamaong pinagpaparangalan namin ang 9 na mga martir ng tumandok. Ito ay sina Roy Giganto, Rinaldo Katipunan, Galson Katamin, Eliseo Gayas Jr., Maurito Diaz, Artilito Katipunan, Mario Aguirre, Jumar Vidal, at Rolando Diaz. Ngayon, sinabi ng NCIP na hindi nito kinilala ang lokal na organisasyon ng mga pinaslang na tumandok. Imbes na sila ang may mandatong protektahan ang lupang ninuno at karapatan sa sariling pagpapasya ng mga katutubo, sila pa ngayon ang nagtatakwil sa mga katutubong tumandok at iba pang mga pambansang minorya. Hindi pa ito nakontento sa pagmasaker sa mga katutubo sa Panay. Ngayong araw lang, Ginoong Speaker, na ibalita na naglabas naman ng shoot to kill order ang Cordillera PNP laban sa katutubong leader ng Cordillera People's Alliance na si Wendell Bulingit kung sakali raw ito ay manlaban. Ito ay matapos siyang gawa-gawa order sa hindi tahan kailanman. Tigil ang kanta sa sa lupang ninuno at sa sariling pagpapasya. Ngayon, malapit na ang January 22 naman, Ginoong Speaker, ay ika-34 na taon ng massacre sa Mindula. Ginugunita natin ang karahasan ng mga militar at pulis sa masang magsasaka. Ang massacre na hanggang ngayon ay walang hustisya, walang napanagot. Saluduhan natin ang mga magsasaka na nag-alay ng kanilang buhay para ipaglaban ang karapatan sa lupa at patuloy na ipanawagan ang hustisya. Ginoong Speaker, makikita natin sa mga insidenteng nabanggit na dala-dalang panganib ng red tagging at umiiral na anti-terror law sa mamamayan na nagpapahayag sa pagtutol ng mapinsalang proyekto at patakaran ng pamahalaan. Lubhang mapanganib ito, lalo na sa mga katutubo at magsasaka na hindi halos pinapansin ng lipunan at ng media. Nagpapakita din ito ng patuloy na tumitinding militarisasyon sa kanayunan. Sunod-sunod ang pagpaslang sa mga leader, pisanti at katutubo mula tumandok, Baras Massacre hanggang sa mga hindi dokumentadong maraming kaso ng pagpaslang at pandarahas sa kanayunan. Sa kabila ng pagiging agrikultural na pundasyon ng ating ekonomiya sa ating bansa, Bakit ang mga katutubo at mga magsasaka pa ang nakakaranas ng karahasan ng Estado? Ginoong Speaker, kriminal na ba ang pagtanggol sa lupang ninuno? Kriminal na ba ang manindigan at ipaglaban ang karapatan namin bilang mga katutubo? Kriminal na ba ang maging tunay na katutubo, Ginoong Speaker? Ginoong Speaker, kaming mga katutubo ay naghahangad ng kapayapaan ngayong bagong dekada. Subalit, ipinapakita lamang ng kasalukuyang administrasyon na hindi namin matatamasa ang kapayapaan at katarungan. Dusa at pasakit lamang ang ibibigay ng administrasyon na ito sa amin na mga katutubo. Ginoong Speaker, hindi matatapos ang pakikibaka naming mga katutubo sa pagdepensa at pagsigaw na igalang ang aming karapatan sa sariling pagpapasya at sa mga magsasaka para sa tunay na reforma sa lupa. Hindi kailanman ang lumalaban para sa buhay, karapatan at lupa. Tigil ang walang katapusang pag-atake sa karapatang pantao. Wakasan ang pag-atake laban sa mga katutubo at magsasaka. Hustisya para sa biktima sa Minjula Massacre. Ito lamang po, maraming salamat sa isang mapagpalayang taon sa ating lahat, Ginoong Speaker. Magandang hapon sa lahat.
Maraming salamat, Congressman Colyamat, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to refer the privileged speech of Congresswoman Kolyama to the Committee on Rules. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no other members who wish to avail of the privilege hour, I move that we close the period of the privilege hour.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker,
Majority Leader.
I move for the reconsideration of the approval of on second reading of House Bill number 8202. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved. The approval on second reading of House Bill 8202 is hereby reconsidered.
Mr. Speaker, I also move that we reconsider the termination of the period of amendments for House Bill number 8202.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the termination of period of amendments of House Bill 8202 is hereby reconsidered.
Speaker, I move for a 5-minute suspension of session.
Session suspended.
Pero online siya ba?
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Bill number 8259 under Committee Report number 696. And may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measure. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General.
House Bill 8259, an act providing income tax relief to medical frontliners for taxable year 2020.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the parliamentary status of the bill is that we are in the period of sponsorship. And for that, I move that we recognize the chairperson of the Ways and Means, the Honorable Joey Sarte Salceda, to deliver the sponsorship speech. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Joey Salceda, the Chairman of Ways and Means, is recognized via Zoom. Chairman, you may have the floor. Chairman Salceda.
Chairman, I move for suspension.
Session suspended. Session resumed. Chairman Joey Salceda, you may have the floor.
Thank you very much to my colleagues and to Mr. Speaker. As Chairman of the Ways and Means, I was commanded by this honorable body to raise revenues and resources for nation building in order to fortify our public goods for economic growth, in order to close the gap between rich and poor, to reduce inequality and save people from poverty, as well as confront crises such as the COVID crisis. However, Mr. Speaker, for the first time, the Committee on Ways and Means approved its first revenue negative measure by granting medical frontliners tax relief. The current COVID-19 Special Risk Allowance and Compensation for Infection under Republic Act 11494, Bayanihan 2, an initiative of this Congress, is not enough to acknowledge their heroism in this time of pandemic. We believe in putting money where our mouth is with accountability. First, there are safeguards to ensure that only those deserving of commendation shall benefit. It only benefits persons who are engaged in health-related services and are employed in hospitals, clinics, or other medical institutions, whether public or private, which treat patients infected with COVID-19. The bill includes everyone at risk, not just doctors and nurses. Medical frontliners includes administrative employees, support personnel and staff of medical institutions regardless of their employment status. The DOF estimates that this will cover 270,619 frontliners. The bill limits the tax exemption from 100%, which I would have wanted, to 25% of the income tax due for taxable year 2020, especially that our tax period is forthcoming on April 2021. Thus, this will only reduce our revenues by only 2.3 billion. This will be limited to the salary or gross receipts from the exercise of profession or employment received by medical frontliners for taxable year 2020. The bill encourages more medical professionals to be frontliners in time for the administration of the vaccine. For this, we authorize the Secretary of Finance to extend the exemption for another 6 months. Yung ngayon po sa ating pong Bayanihan 2, yung mga nagkasakit lang po ang binibigyan po ng special risk allowance. Dito po, yung mga medical frontliners na nagtitreat po ng mga pasyente, yan po ang ating pong so in other words, we are expanding the coverage so that we are able to recognize their contribution to the measures that our government are conducting in order to confront more decisively the threat of COVID to our nation. Given these 4 points, we appeal for the immediate passage of this measure. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, Your Honors.
Thank you very much, Chairman Joey Salceda. Majority floor. Majority Floor.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend consideration of House Bill number 8259. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Majority Floor.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Bill number 8249. Under Committee Report number 693, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measure. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General.
House Bill 8249, an act declaring the first day of February of every year as National Hijab Day and promoting an understanding of Muslim tradition of wearing hijab.
Mr. Speaker, the parliamentary status of the bill is that we are in the period of sponsorship, and for that, may I move that the chairman of the Muslim Affairs, the Honorable Ansruddin Adjong, be recognized to deliver his sponsorship on the subject matter.
Honorable Chairman Adjong, you're recognized. I think he's not on Zoom, Majority Floor. Majority Floor, he's not present.
Sir,
Over.
Mr. Speaker, may I move to suspend session for a few minutes?
Session suspended.
Naglalagin pa lang daw.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, due to the technical difficulties that we are experiencing, I suspend the consideration of House Bill number 8259. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? It's not 8249. 8249, not 8259. Yeah. Are there any objection? Hearing none, House Bill 8249 is therefore suspended. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration House Resolution number 1422. And may I request the Secretary General to read the title of the resolution.
Secretary General.
House Resolution 1422, a resolution congratulating and commending the University of the Philippines and the La Salle University in recognition of the honor and prestige brought to the Philippines through their exemplary achievement in retaining their respective spots in the latest World University rankings released by the London-based Times Higher Education.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we adopt House Resolution number 1422 as contained in Committee Report number 692. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I also move that we consider Committee Report number 698, motu proprio inquiry in aid of legislation on the issues affecting several barangays in Quezon City along the alignments of Segment 8.2 of the North Luzon Expressway, Circumferential Road number 5, and Lexi C5 Link Project. Mr. Speaker, I move that we adopt Committee Report number 698.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I also move that we consider Committee Report number 700, an inquiry in aid of legislation on the North Luzon Expressway, South Luzon Expressway, Connector Road, and North-South Commuter Railway projects affected as these affect several barangays in the city of Manila. Mr. Speaker, I move that we adopt Committee Report number 700.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session. I move for a suspension.
Session suspended.
Sorry.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I've spoken to the Honorable Huki Adyong, and due to the technical difficulties, we have already settled the matter. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I move that we resume consideration of House Bill number 8249 under Committee Report number 6993. May I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measure.
Secretary General.
House Bill number 8249, an act declaring the first day of February of every year as National Hijab Day and promoting an understanding of the Muslim tradition of wearing a hijab.
Mr. Speaker, due to technical difficulties, the Honorable Chairperson of the Muslim Affairs, the Honorable Huki Ansrodin Adyong, has intimated to me through a call that he moves that the explanatory note of the bill be made as the sponsorship speech. And as such, in behalf of the majority, we also move that the explanatory note be adopted as the sponsorship speech of the said bill. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, there being no members who wish to interpolate on the subject matter, I move that we close the period of sponsorship and debate.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Mr. Speaker, there being no members who wish to propose individual amendments, and there are no committee amendments, I move that we close the period of amendments.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I move to approve on second reading House Bill number 8249 under Committee Report number 693. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
So majority floor, we are now discussing House Bill 8249 with Committee Report 693. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 8249 is hereby approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move for the third and final consideration of House Bills number 8111, 8131, and 8188, subject matter of which are the creation of state colleges and universities. May I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measures and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General.
House Bill number 8111, an act converting the Bulacan Agricultural State College in the municipality of San Ildefonso, province of Bulacan, into a state university to be known as the Bulacan State Agricultural University and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill number 8131, an act recognizing the Cabiao campus of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, located in the municipality of Cabiao, province of Nueva Ecija, as a regular campus of the PUP system and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill number 8188, an act converting the Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College in the municipality of Santa Maria, province of Ilocos Sur, and all its campuses in the province of Ilocos Sur into a state university, integrating therewith the North Luzon Philippine State College in the city of Candon, province of Ilocos Sur, to be known as the Ilocos Sur Philippines Polytechnic University and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill numbers 8111, 8131, 8188. Honorable members, Abante, Abaya, Abel Llanosa, Abu Exaldivar, Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Costa Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbizon, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Rosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabutchan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano Alan Peter Compañero, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Cuanco, Collantes, Crisologo, Cua, Cuaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalya, Demaporo Abdullah, Demaporo Muhammad Khalid, Duavit Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael III, D. Ian Paul, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Fer Juliet, Fer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Rasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Aurelio Dong, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goroseta, Gico, Gulyas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halusos, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Kong Hun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Losotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malanyaon, Waminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Uano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez Sato, Rimulya, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbarilla, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmento, Saulug, Sevillano, Chiao, Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Esrita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, Si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Anlisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherni, Tejada, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, Tianco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Chutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Brother Eddie, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaras Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikorat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call for House Bill 8111, 8131, 8188. Honorable members, Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Zaldivar, Acosta, Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Arenas, Atienza, Umentado, Bagatsing, Bernos, Biron, Bulot, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Co Elizaldi, Coanco, Crisologo, Cuaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, D. Faustino Michael III, Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales Sandro, Haresco, Hataman, Herrera D, Alashos, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Liachon, Macapagal Arroyo, Malapitan, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malanyaon, Waminal, Ongse, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Pichay, Pineda, Rimulya, Roman, Romero, Sakdalan, Sagarbarilla, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Alisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Zubiri.
With 198 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstention, House Bill number 8111, 8131, and 8188 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to correct an earlier motion regarding committee reports number 698 and 700. And in lieu of the earlier motion I made, I move for the adoption of the findings and recommendations contained in the committee report of motu proprio inquiries under committee report numbers 698, motu proprio inquiry in aid of legislation on the issues affecting several barangays in Quezon City along the alignments of segment 8.2 of the North Luzon Expressway Circumferential Road 5 Link Project, and committee report number 700, motu proprio inquiry in aid of legislation on the North Luzon Expressway, South Luzon Expressway Connector Road, and North-South Commuter Railway projects, as these affect several barangays in the city of Manila. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, earlier we reconsider the approval on second reading of House Bill number 8202. Mr. Speaker, with that, I move that we continue consideration of House Bill number 8202. May I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measure.
Secretary General is hereby directed.
House Bill 8202, an act mandating the proper installation and maintenance of overhead electrical distribution, communication lines, and structures by all electric distribution, cable, and telecommunication companies for the purpose of public safety and good housekeeping.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, may I move that we consider the author of the bill, the Honorable Mark Go, to continue with the sponsorship of the bill.
Chairman Go is recognized via Zoom. You may proceed.
Hello, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Majority Leader. I have already delivered my sponsorship message. I think we are in the period of amendments, so I would be ready to listen to our members who have some proposed amendments to the bill on cables and wires, Mr. Chair, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you,
Majority Floor.
Thank you, Honorable Mark Go. The parliamentary status, Mr. Speaker, is that we are in the period of reconsidering the period of amendments. I therefore move, Mr. Speaker, that we open the period of amendments.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the period of amendments for House Bill 8202 is open.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Ria Vergara to introduce an individual amendment.
Congresswoman Vergara, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Majority Floor. I would like to respectfully propose an amendment to House Bill number 8202, particularly the deletion of Section 6, page 4, lines 24 to 33, and page 5, lines 1 to 12. I believe the additional requirement of a certificate of public safety compliance proposed by said Section 6 imposes an unnecessary burden on the subject companies. The requirement of securing a certificate of public convenience and necessity from the ERC should already suffice for the purpose of also ensuring public safety. Also, I believe LGUs are already empowered to ensure that electric, cable, and telecommunication lines do not pose danger to the community. Hence, the certificate and LGU approval required by said Section 6 should be deemed unnecessary, and thus said section should be deleted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What is the pleasure of the author, Chairman Go?
We accept the proposed deletion of Section 6 of said House Bill, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Floor.
Mr. Speaker, with that, we join the author and accept the deletion of Section 6. Therefore, move that it be adopted.
Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Congresswoman Ria Vergara.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Majority Floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority
Mr.
Floor.
Speaker, there being no members who wish to introduce other amendments, I move that we close the period of amendments.
Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we approve House Bill number 8202 on second reading, House Bill 8202 as amended.
All those in favor of House Bill 8202, say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor of House Bill 8202, say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 8202 is approved on second reading as amended. Majority Floor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move,
Congratulations, Chairman Go.
Thank you.
Majority Floor.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move to approve on third and final reading the following House bills, namely House Bill number 7952, House Bill number 8189, House Bill number 8190, House Bill number 8191, House Bill number 8192, House Bill number 8193, House Bill number 8194, House Bill number 8195, House Bill number 8196, House Bill number 8197, House Bill number 8225, House Bill number 8226, House Bill number 8227, House Bill number 8228, House Bill number 8254, House Bill number 8260, House Bill number 8270, all for the creation, establishment, and improvement of hospitals and healthcare facilities. So moved, Mr. Speaker. May I request the Secretary General to call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General.
Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill numbers 7952, 8189, 8190, 8191, 8192, 8193, 8194, 8195, 8196, 8197, 8225, 8226, 8227, 8228, 8254, 8260, and 8270. Honorable members, Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu Exaldivar, Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agarao, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Umintado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Bañas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barsaga, Baskug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bulilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Busbos, Kabatbat, Kabotchan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano Alan Peter Compañero, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Coangelica, Coelizalti, Coanco, Colliantes, Crisologo, Cuba, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalo, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Los Montalia, Demaporo Abdullah, Demaporo Muhammad Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael III, D. Ian Paul, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Ergel, Ermita Buhay, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Fer Juliet, Fer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Aurelio Dong, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goroseta, Gico, Gullas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halusos, Javier, Jimenez, Ko Elisa, Ko Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Legarda, Limlim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Losotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malañaon, Waminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwana Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padjernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Ferdinand, Romualdez, Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdal, Sagarbayria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbang, Salo, Sanchez, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmento, Saulug, Sevillano, Xiao Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, Si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, Tianco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Brother Eddie, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaras Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waycorat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call for the said House bills. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Zaldivar, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Arenas, Atienza, Umentado, Bagatsing, Bernos, Biron, Bulot, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Co Elizaldi, Coanco, Crisologo, Quaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, D. Faustino Michael III, Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales Sandro, Aresco, Hataman, Herrera D, Halushos, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Liachon, Macapagal Arroyo, Malapitan, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malañaon, Waminal, Ong Jose, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Pichay, Pineda, Remulla, Roman Romero, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Suarez, David Suntay, si Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Alisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, Di Alan, U Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villaras Suarez, Villarica, Zubiri.
With 200 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 7952, 8189, 8190, 8191, 8192, 8193, 8194, 8195, 8196, 8197, 8225, 8226, 8227, 8228, 8254, 8260, and 8270 are hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority floor.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session.
Session suspended.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives will now administer the oath of office to the new Deputy Speaker of the House, Congressman Rogelio D. Pacquiao.
Call on the Honor Rogelio Royal D. Pacquiao to come up the rostrum. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Rogelio Ruel D. Pacquiao,
Of Poblacion Alabel, Sarangani Province,
of Poblacion Alabel, Sarangani Province,
having been elected as Deputy Speaker, 18th Congress,
having been elected as Deputy Speaker, 18th Congress,
hereby solemnly swear
hereby solemnly swear
that I will well and faithfully discharge,
that I will well faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the duties of my present position
the duties of my present position
and of all others
and of all others
I may hereafter hold under the Republic of the Philippines.
I may hereafter hold under the Republic of the Philippines,
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines.
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the Philippines,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
And that I will obey the laws,
and that I will obey the laws,
legal orders, and decrees
legal orders, and decrees
promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines.
promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines,
That I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily,
and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily,
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Session suspended.
I request the members, the deputy speakers, and the House members for a pictorial photo op with the speaker.
Ano, Sharky?
I request the speaker and the members to please proceed in the front for a photo op with our newly installed deputy speaker. Ang yabang talaga na sa Ayos.
Nakakaya. Session resumed. False alarm. Okay na? Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration of House Bills number 5453, 6152, 6169, 6440, 6664, 8130, 8236, all for the establishment of land transportation offices for third and final reading, and may I direct the Secretary General to read the title of the bills, and therefore after call the roll for the nominal voting.
Secretary General.
House Bill number 5453, an act establishing a district branch of the Land Transportation Office in the municipality of Kataingan in the 3rd District of Masbate and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill 6152, House Bill 6169, House Bill 6440, House Bill 6664, House Bill 8130, and House Bill 8236. Roll call of members for consideration on third reading of the aforementioned bills: Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg Zaldivar, Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagaching, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Baskug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Viron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Rosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Ardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalaw, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Cojuangco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cua, Quaresma, Cueva, Ulyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, D. Faustino Ino, D. Faustino Michael, D. Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jean, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Matsataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Boriseta, Cuico, Julias, Guya, Aresco, Ataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Offer, Alosos, Javier, Jimenez, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Makapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Velasco, Nunez Malanyao, Waminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Juano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Ichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez Sato, Ramulya, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Ieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulog, Sevillano, Chao, Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Chanco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Yulago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call in consideration on third reading of the aforementioned House bills. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Zaldivar, Acosta Alba, Agarao, Alvarez Pantaleon, Matong, Arenas, Aumentado, Bagaching, Bernos, Biron, Bulut, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Co Elizaldi, Cojuangco, Cuaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, Duterte, D. Faustino Michael, Inverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas Rudis Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales, Haresco, Ataman, Herrera D, Aloshos, Onghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Lechon, Makapagal Arroyo, Malapitan, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Juan Fidel, Velasco, Nunez Malanyaon, Paminal, Ong Jose, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Ichay, Pineda, Remulla, Roman, Romero, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Shao, Silverio, Singson, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Sharian, Tan Sherny, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Yap Eric Zubiri.
With 205 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 5453, 6152, 6169, 6440, 6664, 8130, and 8236 are hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority floor.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration of for third and final reading, House Bill numbers 8132, 8237, 8238, 8239, 8240, 8255, all for the establishment and conversion of national high schools, elementary schools, and cultural centers, and direct the Secretary General for the to call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General.
Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 8132, 8133, 8237, 8238, 8239, 8240, 8255, National High Schools, Elementary Schools, and Cultural Centers. Honorable members, Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abuexaldivar, Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Sinaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Mentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Bersaga, Bascook, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano Alan Peter Compañero, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Coanco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Cueva, Colyaman, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Los Montalya, Demaporo Abdullah, Demaporo Muhammad Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino, Ino, Di Faustino, Michael III, D. Ian Paul, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Ergel, Ermita Buhayin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas, Rudy Caesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Fer Juliet, Fer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia, Pablo Jan, Garcia, Vincent, Garin, Janet, Garin, Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go, Edgo, Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Aurelio, Don Gonzales, Neptali, Gonzales, Sandro, Guroseta, Gico, Gullas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Haluso, Xavier Jimenez, Co, Elisa, Co, Wilton, Konghun, Labad, Labad, Lacson, Lacson, Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Leachon, Ligarda, Lim, Lim, Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Losotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Nunez, Malañaon, Waminalo, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padjernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez, Sato, Rimulya, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Ferdinand, Romualdez, Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmento, Saulug, Sabeliano, Xiao Silverio, Singson, Singson Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay C. Alvarado, Taduran Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas Chutorti, Alan T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Brother Eddie, Villanueva, Noel, Villar, Villara Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikorat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call for House Bills under National High Schools, Elementary Schools, and Cultural Centers. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abuexaldivar, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Arenas, Cementado, Bagatsing, Bernos, Biron, Bulot, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Co Elizalde, Cojuangco, Quaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, Duterte, D. Faustino, Michael Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garin, Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Sandro, Haresco, Hataman, Herrera D, Halusos, Conghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Liachon, Macapagal Arroyo, Malapitan, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malanyaon, Omenal, Ongose, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Pichay Pineda, Remulla, Roman Romero, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Xiao Silveros, Singson, Suarez, David C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Sharian, Tan Sherny, Teves Arnulfo, Torres Gomez, T. Alan Uy Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villara Suarez, Villarica, Yap Eric, Zubiri.
With 206 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 in the abstentions, House Bill number 8132, 8133, 8237, 8238, 8239, 8240, and 8255 are hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration of House Bill 8118, an act reclassifying as agricultural land, parcel land of the public domain located in the municipalities of Dinalupian and Hermosa, province of Bataan, and direct the Secretary General to call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General, please proceed.
Roll call of members for the consideration of House Bill 8118. Honorable Representatives Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg-Zaldivar, Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagaching, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabuchan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizalde, Cojuangco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cua, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, Deloso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, D. Faustino Ino, D. Faustino Michael, D. Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Guico, Gullas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hoffer, Halos Javier, Jimenez, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Conghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Leachon, Legarda, Lim, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Atividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Nunez Malanyao, Waminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Juano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez, Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Ieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulog, Sevillano, Chao, Silverio, Singson Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Eliza, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Chanco, Valentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Filago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Zarate, Subiri. Second call for the consideration of House Bill 8118. Honorable Representatives Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Zaldivar, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Matong, Arenas, Aumentado, Bagaching, Bernos, Biron, Bulut, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Co Elizaldi, Cojuangco, Quaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, Duterte, D. Faustino Michael, Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales, Haresco, Hataman, Herrera D. Haloshos, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Liachon, Macapagal, Arroyo, Malapitan, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Velasco, Nunez Malanyao, Waminal, Ong Jose, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Pichay, Pineda, Remulla, Roman Romero, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Shao, Silverio, Singson, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Sharian, Tan Sherny, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Yap Eric, Zubiri.
With 208 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 8118 is hereby approved on third and final reading.
Mr. Speaker, I move that for the consideration for third and final reading, House Bills number 8139, 8146, 8200, 8204, 8205, 8208, 8209, 8199, 8147, 8148, 8221, and 8224, all for declaring the provinces and municipalities as ecotourism zones and tourist destinations.
Secretary General, please proceed.
Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill numbers 8139, 8148, 46, 8200, 8204, 8205, 8206, 8208, 8209, 8199, 8147, 8148, 8221, 8224 under ecotourism zones and tourism destinations. Honorable members. National roads and other public works. Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Zaldivar. Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez, France, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Matong Angara, Aragones, Arbizon, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienzo, Mentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Baños Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Bersaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro, France, Castro Fredinil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Compañero, Cayetano Mariala Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalauco, Angelica, Co Elizalde, Cuanco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cua, Quaresma, Cueva, Colyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa de Jesus de Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Los Montalya, Demaporo Abdullah, Demaporo, Muhammad Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino, Ina, Di Faustino, Michael III, Ian Paul, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita, Buhayn, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Fer Juliet, Fer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaete, Garbin Garcia, Jose Enrique Garcia, Pablo Jan Garcia, Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Herongo, M. Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Aurelio Don, Gonzales, Neptali, Gonzales, Sandro, Guroseta, Gico, Gullias, Guya, Jaresco, Ataman, Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Haluso, Xavier Jimenez, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Kong Hun, Labad Labad, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatino, Leachon, Legarda, Limlem Kaichong, Lopez Loyola, Losotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Waminalo, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernas, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza Puno, Kimbo, Rodasa, Ramirez, Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Rodriguez, Robes, Roman Romero, Romualdez, Ferdinand Romualdez, Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarberia, Sacaluran, Salcedo, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Sevillano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, Si Alvarado, Taduran Talyado, Tambunting, Tanalisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnulfo, Teves Jose, Tianco Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas Chator, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Brother Eddie, Villanueva, Noel, Villar, Villara, Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora, Ronaldo, Zamora, Waikorat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call for the House bills under ecotourism zones, tourism destinations, national roads, and other public roads. Abante, Abaya, Villanueva, Bueg, Zaldivar, Acosta, Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez, Pantaleon, Amatong, Arenas, Aumentado, Bagatsing, Bernos, Biron, Bulot, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Co Elizalde, Cuanco, Quaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, Duterte, Di Faustino, Michael III, Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhayn, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garin, Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales, Sandro, Jaresco, Hataman, Herrera D. Halusos, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Lachon, Macapagal Arroyo, Malapitan, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Waminal, Ong Jose Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padierna, Panotes, Pichay, Pineda, Remulla, Sakdalan, Sagarberia, Xiao Silverio, Singson, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villara Suarez, Villariga, Yap Eric, Zubiri.
With 208 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 8139, 8146, 8200, 8204, 8205, 8206, 8208, 8209, 8199, 8147, 8148, 8221, and 8224 are hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration of on third and final reading House Bill numbers 8162 and 8163, declaration of holidays in the provinces of Misamis Occidental, Municipality of Tudela, Misamis Occidental.
Secretary General, please proceed.
Roll call of members for consideration of House Bills 8162 and 8163. Honorable Representatives Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg Zaldivar, Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Fincula, Gabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbizon, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagaching, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Kabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalao, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Co Juanco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cua, Cuaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, Di Maporo Abdullah, Di Maporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhay, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo John, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Coriseta, Rico, Gulyas, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Alesos, Javier, Jimenez, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Legarda, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Nakapagal, Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Núñez Malañao, Guaminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Roni, Ordanes, Ortega, Guano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Sieda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangcopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulog, Sevillano, Shao, Silverio, Singson, Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Tutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Zarate Zubiri. Second call, consideration of House Bills under Declaration of Holidays. Honorable Representatives Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg Zaldivar, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Arenas, Aumentado, Bagaching, Bernos, Biron, Bulut, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Co Elizaldi, Cojuanco, Cuaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, Duterte, Di Faustino Michael, Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales, Haresco, Hataman, Herrera D, Halosos, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Riachon, Macapagal, Arroyo, Malapitan, Mangundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malañaon, Waminal, Ong Jose, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Pichay, Pineda, Remulla, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Siao, Silverio, Singson, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Sharian, Tan Sherny, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Yap Eric, Zubiri.
With 208 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 in abstentions, House Bill number 8162 and 8163 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third and final reading House Bill number 8178, an act establishing coastal aquaculture center in the municipality of Lala, province of Lanao del Norte, and appropriating funds therefore, and direct the Secretary General to call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General.
Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill number 8178. Honorable members Abante Abaya, Bellanosa, Abobog, Saldivar, Abunda, Acopa Costa, Costa Alba, Jong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Senaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Matong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Chenzo, Mentado, Babasa, Bagatsing, Balindong, Banyas, Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Bersaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista, Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bravo, Bordado, Brosas, Bulot, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fedinil, Cayetano Alan Peter Compañero, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalauco, Angelica, Coelizaldi, Cuanco, Collantes, Crisologo, Cua, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyaman, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dasa de Jesus, de Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Los Montalya, Demaporo Abdullah, Demaporo Muhammad Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino, Ina Di Faustino, Michael III, D. Ian Paul, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Erice, Ergeler, Mita Buhay, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Fer Luis, Flores, Fortuno, Frasco, Fuentebella, Gaite, Garbin Garcia, Jose Enrique Garcia, Pablo Jan Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gatataya, Gatchalian, Gato Heron, Go Edgo Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Aurelio, Don Gonzales, Naphtali Gonzales Sandro, Guroseta, Gico Gullas, Guya Haresco, Ataman, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Haluso, Xavier Jimenez, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Co Hood, Labad, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lasatin, Liachon, Legarda, Limlem Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Losotan, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Magundadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Nagaño, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malañan, Wamenalo, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Juan Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduana, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Rodasa, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes Rodriguez, Roman Romero, Romualdez, Ferdinand Romualdez, Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sancopan, Santos, Recto, Sarmiento, Saulug, Sabellano, Xiao Silverio, Singson Mian, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, si Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves, Arnulfo, Teves, Uset, Yanko, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Chutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali, Alfonso, Umali, Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy, Juliet, Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Brother Eddie, Villanueva, Noel, Villar, Villara, Suarez, Villarica, Violago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call for House Bill number 8178. Abante, Abaya, Bellanosa, Abueg Zaldivar, Acosta, Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong Arena, Sumentada, Bagatsing, Bernos, Biron, Bulot, Calixto, Canamak, Cardema, Cari, Co Elizalde, Cuanco, Quaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, Duterte, D. Faustino, Michael III, Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas, Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garin, Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales, Sandro, Haresco, Hataman, Herrera, Di, Halusos, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Liachon, Macapagal Arroyo, Malapitan, Magunda Dato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nolasco, Núñez Malañao, Waminal, Ong Jose, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Pichay, Pineda, Remulla, Sakdalan, Sagarberia, Xiao Silvero, Singson, Suarez, David C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Angelina, Tan Shamir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, T. Alan Uy, Juliet Valeriano, Veloso, Villar, Villara Suarez, Villarica, Yap, Eric Zubiri.
With 209 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 8178 is hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority floor.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third and final reading House Bill numbers 94, 4700, and 6066, all for the conversion of satellite offices of maritime industry, and direct the Secretary General to call the roll for nominal voting.
Secretary General, please proceed.
Roll call of members for the consideration on third reading of House Bill numbers 94, 4700, and 6066. Honorable Representatives Abante, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg Zaldivar, Abunda, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agabas, Agaraw, Aglipay, Aguinaldo, Albano, Almario, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Genaro, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante Matba, Amatong, Angara, Aragones, Arbison, Arenas, Arroyo, Atienza, Aumentado, Babasa, Bagaching, Balindong, Banyas Nograles, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Bandigan, Belmonte, Benitez, Bernos, Biazon, Billones, Biron, Bolilia, Bondoc, Bordado, Bravo, Brosas, Bulut, Bustos, Kabatbat, Cabochan, Cabredo, Cagas, Calderon, Calixto, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredenil, Cayetano Alan Peter, Cayetano Mariela Arni, Celeste, Chato, Chipeco, Chungalaw, Co Angelica, Co Elizaldi, Co Juanco, Colyantes, Crisologo, Cua, Quaresma, Cueva, Culyamat, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor Lawrence, Defensor Michael, De Los Santos, De Loso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, Di Faustino Ino, Di Faustino Michael, Di Ian, Ebcas, Ecleo, Elago, Enverga, Elise, Arigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Fariñas Ria, Fariñas Rudy Cesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Frasco, Fentebella, Gaite, Garbin, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Pablo John, Garcia Vincent, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Gato, Heron, Go Ed, Go Mark, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Huico, Gullias, Guya, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera, Hoffer, Alosos, Javier, Jimenez, Co Elisa, Co Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon, Lara, Lazatin, Liachon, Ligarda, Lim Kaichong, Lopez, Loyola, Lusotan, Macapagal, Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Mangawang, Mangudadato, Marcoleta, Mariano Hernandez, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matba, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Momo, Natividad Naganyo, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Juan, Nolasco, Núñez Malañaon, Waminal, Olivares, Ong Jose, Ong Ronnie, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Pacquiao Alberto, Pacquiao Rogelio, Padiernos, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panotes, Peña, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Puno, Kimbo, Radaza, Ramirez Sato, Remulla, Revilla, Reyes, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand, Romualdez Yeda, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Sanchez, Sangcopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, Saulog, Savellano, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Mihan, Sinsuat, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez Aleta, Suarez David, Suntay, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Talyado, Tambunting, Tan Alaisa, Tan Angelina, Tan Samir, Tan Shari, Tan Sherny, Tejada, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tolentino, Torres Gomez, Tulfo, Tupas, Chutor, T. Alan, T. Diego, Umali Alfonso, Umali Maria Victoria, Unabia, Ungab, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso, Vergara, Villa, Villafuerte, Villanueva Eduardo, Villanueva Noel, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villago, Yap Eric, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Ronaldo, Zamora Waikurat, Zarate, Zubiri. Second call for the consideration on third reading of House Bill numbers 94, 4700, and 6066. Abate, Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg, Zaldivar, Acosta Alba, Agaraw, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amatong, Arenas, Aumentado, Bagaching, Bernos, Biron, Bulut, Calixto, Canama, Cardema, Cari, Co Elizaldi, Cojuangco, Quaresma, Dalipe, Defensor Michael, Duavit, Duterte, D. Faustino Michael, Enverga, Erice, Ermita Buhain, Fariñas, Rudy Caesar, Fernandez, Fernando, Flores, Fortun, Garbin, Garin Janet, Garin Sharon, Gonzales, Aresco, Hataman, Herrera D. Haloshos, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lagon, Liachon, Macapagal, Arroyo, Malapitan, Mangundadato, Marcoleta, Marino, Martinez, Matba, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Velasco, Núñez Malañaon, Maminal, Ong Jose, Ordanes, Pacquiao Alberto, Padiernos, Panotes, Pichay, Pineda, Remulla, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Shao, Silverio, Singson, Suarez David, C. Alvarado, Taduran, Tan Angelina, Tan Samier, Tan Sharian, Tan Sherny, Teves Jose, Torres Gomez, T. Alan, Uy Juliet, Valeriano, Veloso, Villa, Villar, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Yap Eric, Zubiri.
With 210 members voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, House Bill number 0094, 4700, 6066 are hereby approved on third and final reading. Majority floor.
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with our rules governing inquiries, in aid of legislation, I move that we refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees. House Resolution number 963 to the Committee on Information and Communications and Technology. House Resolution 964 to the Committee on Information and Communications Technology. House Resolution 965 to the Committee on Information and Communications Technology. House Resolution number 966 to the Committee on Information and Communications Technology. House Resolution number 971 to the Committee on Health. House Resolution number 973 to the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. House Resolution number 974 to the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. House Resolution number 976 to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries. House Resolution number 977 to the Committee on Ways and Means. House Resolution number 981 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety. House Resolution number 987 to the Committee on Agriculture and Food. House Resolution number 992 to the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. House Resolution number 997 to the Committee on Labor and Employment. House Resolution number 999 to the Committee on Welfare of Children. House Resolution number 1004 to the Committee on Public Accounts, Good Government, and Public Accountability. House Resolution number 1189 to the Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources. House Resolution number 1191 to the Committee on Metro Manila Development. House Resolution number 1193 to the Committee on Information and Communications Technology. House Resolution number 1202 to the Committee on Cooperatives Development. House Resolution number 1210 to the Committee on Labor and Employment. House Resolution number 1211 to the Committee on Trade and Industry. House Resolution number 1213 to the Committee on Agriculture and Food. House Resolution number 1223 to the Committee on Public Accounts and Good Government and Public Accountability. House Resolution number 785 to the Committee on Energy. House Resolution number 786 to the Committee on Agriculture and Food. House Resolution number 790 to the Committee on Public Works and Highways. House Resolution number 794 to the Committee on Ecology. House Resolution number 796 to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture. House Resolution number 798 to the Committee on Ways and Means. House Resolution number 1080 to the Committee on Legislative Franchises. House Resolution number 1081 to the Committee on Legislative Franchises. House Resolution number 1102 to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries. House Resolution Number 1278 to the Committee on Agrarian Reform, House Resolution Number 1280 to the Committee on Agrarian Reform, House Resolution Number 1292 to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture, House Resolution Number 1304 to the Committee on Energy, House Resolution Number 1312 to the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries, House Resolution Number 1321 to the Committee on Mindanao Affairs, House Resolution Number 1331 to the Committee on Trade and Industry and Dangerous Drugs, House Resolution Number 1336 to the Committee on Welfare of Children, House Resolution Number 1346 to the Committee on Natural Resources, House Resolution Number 1347 to the Committee on Mindanao Affairs, House Resolution Number 1356 to the Committee on Disaster Resilience, House Resolution Number 1358 to the Committee on Higher and Technical Education, House Resolution Number 1361 to the Committee on Reforestation, House Resolution Number 1371 to the Committee on Housing and Urban Development, House Resolution Number 1381 to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture, House Resolution Number 1387 to the Committee on Housing and Urban Development, House Resolution Number 1389 to the Committee on Natural Resources, House Resolution Number 1390 to the Committee on Urban Development, Housing and Urban Development, to the House Resolution Number 1393 to the Committee on Trade and Industry and Food and Agriculture, House Resolution Number 1396 to the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
There is a motion to refer the said House resolutions to the appropriate committees. Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority floor.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we include additional co-authors to House Bill numbers 8218, 8242, 8243, 8248, 8249, 8259, 8261, 8268, and 8269, and House Resolution numbers 1419, 1422, and 1430 as contained in the list to be submitted to the Committee on Rules.
There is a motion to include the additional co-authors in the said House bills and House resolutions. Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we immediately transmit to the Senate the bills that we have approved earlier on third and final reading. May I request that the Secretary General be directed to transmit the same. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General. The Secretary General is directed to comply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the disagreeing provisions of House Bill number 7904 and Senate Bill number 1945 in the strengthening of the Anti-Manila Act. Mr. Speaker, according with our rules, I move that we ratify the said Bicameral Conference Committee, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of the... Are there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, apologies. All those in favor of the Bicameral Conference Committee report, in particular House Bill number 7904 and Senate Bill 1945, say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, say nay. The ayes have it. The said Bicameral Conference Committee report is hereby ratified.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we take up additional reference of business. I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measures of first reading as well as communications and resolutions. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Secretary General, please proceed.
Additional reference of business resolutions. House Resolution 1487, a resolution urging the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency to undertake decisive actions to prevent the resurgence of illegal drug laboratories in the country, to ensure that these drug laboratories will not proliferate during the COVID-19 pandemic. Representative Sarmiento.
To the Committee on Dangerous Drugs.
House Resolution 1488, resolution congratulating the Pentecostal Missionary Church of Christ, Fourth Watch on the occasion of its 31st International Convention. Representative Haresco.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1489, resolution directing the Committee on Foreign Affairs in consultation with the government agencies, embassies, business chambers, and economic zones to determine the right balance and streamline the process in allowing the entry of foreign nationals with business, investment, or work in the Philippines. Representative Ong Ronnie.
To the Committee on Rules.
House Resolution 1490, resolution urging the Committee on Human Rights of the House of Representatives to immediately conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the unilateral abrogation by Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana of the 1989 UP-DND Accord protecting and upholding the autonomy and academic freedom of the University of the Philippines and its component constituencies. Representative Laguan.
To the Committee on Rules. Minority Leader.
Speaker, I move to suspend session.
Session suspended.
Stella.
Session resume. Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session until January 25, Monday, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Session suspended until January 25, 3 p.m. Oh,